Hey everybody, today I'm going to be discussing whether I think Redux or Yao is better for big cubes. Now, I want to quickly mention that this is my personal opinion on it, so yours might be a little bit different, but I'm going to kind of give you a basis of if I think you should be using Yao or Redux. So first off, I think we can all agree that Yao is the best for 4x4. Now, when it comes to 5x5, it becomes a little bit more of a gray area of which one is better. And as you get higher up, Yao, of course, does get harder, but obviously there is evidence that Yao can work at least up through 7x7 because there have been multiple records that have been set on 5, 6, and 7 using Yao. So obviously it can be an efficient method, but which one you should use, actually, I would think would depend on which one you're more comfortable with. Now, I personally find that Yao on 4x4 is quite difficult. I still struggle quite a bit with the first part of it where you create the cross edges and make the centers, and I find I'm extremely inconsistent on 4x4. Now, if you look at my rankings, of course I do have a handful of sub 30 averages, but usually those happened either because I was just doing very good that day because maybe my actual solving for that part was fine. You know, like under certain circumstances, I can actually get pretty good times considering, but I do often mess up those steps, and that causes a high standard deviation. And another reason might have been because I had a low parity count. Of course, 4x4 is quite parity dependent, but I noticed that even if we were to take that away, I still am quite inconsistent if you were to just delete that last part of the solve. So because of that, I don't really think that Yao is best for 5, 6, and 7 for me for that reason. So I would say that you should definitely ask yourself, am I comfortable with Yao on 4x4? Can I be consistent with it and get good times on it? And would that be the case for larger cubes? So that's one of the questions I would recommend asking yourself before deciding which one you should use. Now, here's another big reason why you might want to use Redux over Yao. It's if you're not color neutral, or at least if you can't solve like 3 non-opposite colors on 3x3 very well. The reason for this is because if you're not color neutral, for your first 2 centers, you're kind of restricted on which one you can start with. You only have like 2 options. Rather, if you were to use Redux, or of course, if you were color neutral, you'd have a lot more freedom over which one you can start with. And the best thing for Redux on big cubes, and I'm sure this also applies for Yao if you're color neutral, is you should start with the center that's the nicest. And when it comes to big cubes, usually you can find at least one center that looks pretty good, but there will usually also be a center that's just awful to solve first because there's just not a lot paired up very nicely. And if you're not color neutral and the good center is not on either your cross color or its opposite, then of course you can't start with that one, and that can cause you to not do as good. So yeah, that is my basic opinion on whether I think Redux or Yao is better. So I would just, to sum it up, just say that ask yourself if you're really comfortable and consistent with Yao on 4x4, and if you are somewhat close to being color neutral so that it can make your solves better. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Now, of course, I think the biggest decider is which one of them works best for you. Because obviously, if you do better at Yao than Redux on larger cubes, then of course you should stick with Yao. But I think these 2 questions that I pose should be a good basis for making a decision, and also deciding if you want to try using Yao on big cubes, other than 4x4, of course. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this. Now, before I go, I need to thank my incredible sponsor, thecubicle.com. They supply me with a lot of great speed cubes and have made cubing a lot easier for me because of that, because I can afford to get cubes a lot more, and I think they're a great store and provide great service, and I think their premium cubes are awesome. I would definitely recommend trying them. So I will be leaving a link in the description for you to go check out the Cubicle, and also a discount where you can get 5% off all of your orders. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. So thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.